is pressing back into the shoulder blade. So now the right shoulder blade has pressure from the ribs pressing against it. So a muscle inside of here called the subscap has the ribs pressing backward into it. Therefore, it's pulling on the tricep to give some extra slack in here. So the subscap's being compressed, which is in here, compression happening here, pushes the tricep to push up to guard that. So now the tricep has force happening this direction, and the tricep happens to grab onto this bone, which just so happens to be the exact same bone that's attaching to this tendon where his elbow pain is happening. So what ends up happening is that the tricep is pulling up to guard for the subscap, which is being pressed on by the ribs, which is being rotated because of the hips, because of the injury of his MCL. So that's how we figured out his solution was to stretch out the tight here, get stability here in the knee, release this hip, relax this shoulder, drop it down. Then he can get a tricep stretch. And once he gets a tricep stretch, he can then start to do some pronation to supination to actually close this gap. And then now that he's physically moved the bones by pulling the right diagonals and vectors into the right alignment, we can then put a laser with 250 hertz here to strengthen and stabilize increasing fibroblast production to make this muscle strength again. So that way he can go play tennis. And all that came from a single MCL injury over 20 years of not having that addressed is the reason why he can't play tennis. And so he could go in and get injections all he wants. He can go in and get treatment and laser treatment all he wants. But if he doesn't unwind the whole system, he will always have a gap in that muscle, which is going to cause him pain. And that's the organic mechanic way to figure out how to fix an elbow from a knee injury.